Right, hello everyone, and welcome back to Space Engineers. Adam here. I went ahead and did a few more modifications to this ship. As you can see, in preparation for bringing it to space, I added some ion thrusters. They are only on the top, and they are only on this side right now. I will be adding more in the future. I put some oxygen bottles on board as an emergency kind of measure. I'm not sure. I have tons of oxygen tanks. I just want to have oxygen bottles in case we have a hull breach or something unforeseen like that. So let's go ahead and just, since we're going into flight mode, we'll close the hangar up. And I have all these timer blocks and stuff I'm working on to get things to happen automatically, but not quite there yet. I am still working on the bridge. Not much has happened. I added a lot of these corridors. I found this mod that adds stairs and corners and stuff like that, so this makes things a lot easier to do. I am going to go seal. We're going to pressurize the cabin when we're flying here, so I believe this whole back area here is airtight, and for now we'll just have this drilling deck actually be pressurized. I have not found a good place for the gravity generator yet. I'm working on that, but for now we'll just deal without having gravity. This is set to, let's pressurize. Alright, awesome. So I think we're all full up on hydrogen. You can see there's another set of thrusters up there. I'm working on that top deck. There's going to be like a medical bay and stuff. I probably should have put a medical bay on this as it is, but oh well. So let's get ready to go here. We are looking at about 2 million kilograms. It still has a bunch of ice on board. I have never done this before, flown to space. I do know this game is not like, you know, your Kerbal Space Program or something with realistic orbital mechanics. I'm pretty sure we can just point where we want to go, and go is going to be the most efficient thing to do. So just kind of go straight up. Let's see if we can keep our speed up, which we can. We don't have to worry about any sort of like fancy orbital mechanics at all, as far as I'm aware, because this game does not simulate that stuff. All right, we're slowing down. Let's just keep some sort of angle where we can actually pick up speed still. I guess I can hit the big thrusters if I need to. There we go. So that's going to be our angle of approach until we get a little bit higher up. It's pretty steep. I didn't put an antenna on the base, but there are GPS coordinates down there. Already got some altitude going. I haven't been to space since this thing crashed. Well, the red ship crashed that this is replacing, so this will be interesting. We'll get to find out if I really did pressurize this cabin and everything, too. So we're only at about 10% fuel used so far. I really should set up some action groups to turn off those ion thrusters and the atmospheric thrusters on and off, but I have not done that yet. I don't think energy is going to be the problem. It's going to be fuel, so we'll just maneuver when we're in space using the hydrogen, because this ship is not really meant for long-haul space travel. It's meant to occasionally go up and mine from an asteroid. I think we'll be able to land reasonably well with it. Let's try to keep our speed up here. Gonna have angle problems here again. Alright, we're still picking up speed if we're at that angle exactly. Makes for a kind of long approach to get to space. And I'm going to build a dedicated freighter that's going to actually be responsible for bringing cargo to the space station that I'm going to construct. But this is just a proof of concept to see what the how hydrogen actually performs, what we can expect out of it, how long it takes to get up into orbit. Now, we're still picking up speed, so I'm going to angle the nose up just a little bit more. Gravity is at 0.97, 0.96. We're starting to drop off gravity. Yeah, it's starting to drop pretty quick now. For the freighter, I will probably do hydrogen and ion thrusters only. I think that's probably a reasonable thing to do. I would like to have atmospheric thrusters to say, oh man, hostile something. Huh. I have the encounters thing on the surface on. That must be some ship that crashed or something. It seems like it's active. I don't think I had the one that had active ships on, but maybe I do. Are we going straight up yet? Not quite. Alright, losing speed again. Gaining speed again. The delicate balance here. Alright, I think we're going to make it to space, no problem. Landing is a little bit more of a concern. That's why I brought extra ice, because I was not sure exactly how this was going to go. So if we have to, we can just sit in space for a little bit and generate some more hydrogen. I put some more hydrogen, well, oxygen generators on the ship. I actually put 5 more in the front, so there's a total of 9 on here now. And that should help quite a bit. There are actually some under the hangar bay in that little section down there because I wasn't using that for anything. Alright. Damn. Pretty high up. Alright, so I can kind of see my hills where the base is. I can see where, I think that's where my old ship crashed over that way somewhere. Huh. It's kind of neat to get to see it all laid out like that. My mountain range that I drove on. Oh yeah, there's my route I took over to the old crash site. Have not seen any of that stuff from this altitude. Well, I probably did when I was crashing, I guess, but I don't remember that, so. 0.3635. I think the gravity really takes a little while to fade away, but planets look so... They look kind of cool and kind of dumb. They're just so small. I'm glad they're small in a way, but they're kind of ridiculous looking too. So the idea for this ship, I guess, in the future is it's going to probably haul up the first few shipments of stuff for building a space station. I am, of course, going to complete these upper decks and all that stuff as well, but I think this is going to deliver the first few deliveries. I would kind of like to go find some platinum while I was up here because I used most of my thruster components on those 6 ion thrusters that I built alone, because I salvaged a bunch of those early on from the crashed ship, and I think I probably still have some platinum around because I broke them down in the assembler, but we're definitely getting to a point with that kind of low on a lot of the basic, like more, well, not basic, more rare spacey kind of stuff. So if we're gonna start doing a lot of stuff up here, it's probably a good idea to actually get everything we need going, all the resources. And I'm not really sure where I'm going to build a space station. It's going to be fairly close to the surface because I don't want to make the trip super long. I'm not going to build an asteroid base or anything. I've done that before. I'm not sure how well this ship will even actually perform mining in space. There's an asteroid dead ahead. We might as well just head to that, I guess. It's hard to tell how far anything is. I'm a little bit nervous. I haven't piloted anything in space in a really long time. That asteroid seems like it's still in the gravity field of the planet. I don't want to mine if that's the case. I want to get out of the gravity field. We'll see. It's going to be close. I'm going to kind of scooch sideways just so our course misses for sure. Do a close flyby at the very least. Man, it really does take a while for the last of that gravity to fade out, doesn't it? Ooh. Oh yeah, you can clearly see where I've been mining. There's some weird looking square holes. At least we'll have that to go by to find our way back down. I can see the base side too because I know the terrain kind of well enough, but probably should get an antenna up and running on that. Oh, there's a little asteroid there too. I should get my radar. I have a radar mod on. I should get radar going so we can actually check out some exploration ships and whatnot too. Hopefully we won't run into anything hostile because I did not put any weapons on board yet. There's a couple of hard points. Those connectors down at the bottom, I'm going to put a couple of weapons there and a couple on the top, but did not actually do it yet. Sweet Jesus, let's get out of this gravity well. And this is definitely the area, if you're in a littler ship, it might not be such a problem, but I would just feel kind of nervous about operating this thing around the gravity. I'm sure ion thrusters are probably good enough to get you through that, but... Alright, try to angle myself towards it a little better here. Of course, those thrusters are not really up to the task specifically. Let's see if we can slow down here. That's a pretty big asteroid. We'll approach at a slowish speed here. I wonder what it's got on it. I'd kind of rather be on the sun side, really. Although the sun's going to move, but... Uranium, that's exactly what I need. Well, it's not exactly, but it's one of the things I desperately need. That is very fortunate. My base is primarily solar powered, but it does tap into the reactor a little bit every so often, and this thing relies heavily on reactors. Of course, most of it's actually hydrogen fueled, but it converts all that using reactors. And there's 2 solar panels on it that are kind of covered right now. I was using those for a while, but 2 solar panels don't really do that much good. I'm trying to figure out a good way to maneuver here. It's always a little misleading and difficult to tell what you're actually dealing with in terms of distances here too, and I'd rather not break anything because we need all these thrusters and stuff to get home. First person view in this particular area that I'm in is useless. It's not meant for flying this ship. I'm just using it now. It's meant for operating the drills, the control panel that's down here, because the drill deck is kind of takes up the whole bottom of the ship, and the engines and everything, like, you're really just enclosed. You can't see a damn thing. Again, I'm being real careful here because I have not flown anything in space in a long time, especially not something big. And this ship is still very important to our operations and whatnot. I wonder if it can stabilize itself well enough without locking onto the asteroid to do some mining. That's an interesting question that I don't think I'm going to try to find the answer to right now. I'll take just one landing gear to touch. I guess I could do... Oh god. Nose up. Why is the frame rate going crazy on me here? I get caught up again. Oh god, I forgot how quick it goes up. I need to set up a group to disable some of those thrusters, I'll tell you that. Maybe I'll just throw like 6 ion thrusters on the bottom for when we're in space too, or I think I'm gonna add more ion thrusters, so we just turn off the hydrogen thrusters when we're up here. I'm sorry this is like taking so long. I'm just all stressed out. This game's stressful. You spend all this time building something and you don't want to destroy it the first time you take it out. Well, I mean, it's been out, but it's been on the surface of the planet, and I feel a lot safer down there. Alright, so we're touching down in the front and the back. Let's lock it off. Engines off. Whew. Alright, let's take a look at what we've got going on in here. I feel all weird being in space again. Cool. So, what we need to do though, let's get our door open here. Well, actually, how do I want to do this? I think the thing to do is going to be put my helmet on so we don't waste oxygen. For some reason, I keep feeling like I'm going to press a button and destroy the world here. Let's go ahead and depressurize. I don't think there's probably enough room in the oxygen tanks because there's oxygen on board, so this is just going to depressurize, I guess. Because I need to get down into the cargo to get a hydrogen tank. I think that's the only place that I can actually reach something. This isn't as bad as I thought it would be getting around this with the jetpack, but gravity generators are definitely on the list. Oh, I went too far down. I wanted to go up, actually. Getting all turned around and stressed out here. Let's just so less air gets vented here. Shut that. Now, is this going to blow me out the door when I do this? Because this section is definitely not pressurized. Okay. Oh, I did have a hydrogen tank. I thought I didn't. All of that stress for nothing. It sounds... I like having the silence. Man, that's cool. It's been so long since I've been in space. There we go. There we go. All is well again. Let's actually check out the view, because I haven't been in space in so long. Oh, look at that. That's a nice view for having your lunch. It's gonna be cool. I might build a space station somewhere out near where we are. Maybe I will start with this asteroid. That's not a terrible view. Where's the moon, though, I wonder? Start getting in the habit of shutting these doors while we're in space, just so that if there is a depressurization, it's contained. Wow, that looks awesome. I'm used to just seeing the ground out the bottom of this thing. That's pretty neat. Third person here. So, there is uranium in these asteroids somewhere. And I think what we're going to do is... Why does the frame rate get... It's because of the planet, I'm sure. Oh god, camera. I'm kind of scared to turn anything on, but here we go. We're gonna take our... You know what? Just because I get paranoid about rotors, and we've done a lot transferring from the planet to space, let's just do that real quick. Let's fire up our drill. Get the first piston extended. Like I said, I'm going to set up like nice control panels to do this, so it'll be easier in the future, but I have not done so yet. Get our first piston extended down to 6 meters. We can activate ye olden rotor. Get it set to unlimited range. Safety's off. Oh god, why did... Rotor, 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 stop. I didn't turn off the safety on the piston. That thing does not have much room to turn before it breaks stuff, so I'm glad I caught that. Alright, now we can activate the rotor. Oh god, it looks like it's gonna break itself. Alright, I think it's calmed down. Alright, so I'm just gonna enjoy some peaceful space mining, I guess, for a while and see how this goes. We'll be back. You know, I didn't really think about that. That's really funny. The ejectors are just sending all that rock towards the gravity well of the planet. It's just gonna bombard the hell out of something. Hopefully not my base. The odds of it hitting my base are pretty low, but it would still be funny. So I want to do something real quick here while we're thinking of it. We did tear through all of that ice that was on board, but evidently there's still no room in the containers for any of the extra oxygen here. Let's go grab from up here an oxygen tank. I already have a hydrogen tank, and I just want to go see what this actually looks like outside. Oh god, there's a private sail. A pirate one, I think. They're not hostile, are they? They didn't used to be. I hope they're still not. Grab an oxygen bottle. And let's head outside. There's going to be airlocks in the future. Well, there technically is an airlock right here, but it's not really hooked up to anything. There's an alarm that would be going off right now, but of course we're in the vacuum of space, so can't hear it. I don't know why I'm using the airlock properly. There's really no point. It would technically be depressurizing this room. And let's go for a little... That one looks like it is on a course for me. Oh, crap. Damn it. To the bridge. Forget about checking things out. I don't have any guns on board. And even though that thing just has a Gatling, that could still tear me to pieces. I think our welcome is worn out. Really need buttons. How close are you getting to us, Mr. Private Sail? Oh man, he's gonna be right on a parallel course. But it does look like he's just paralleling, not actually on a direct heading. Right. No, I kind of forgot about the random cargo ships and stuff. Hopefully he stays like out of weapons range and he won't be a problem. I do want to go check out outside. We're going to hang in here for a minute because I'm getting a good amount of uranium from this and I'd really rather stay. Should have put weapons on. It looks like, if I had to guess, he's not going to come much closer than 4K, so should be okay. Definitely see the outline of the ship there, though. I will throw rocks at you, sir. Yeah, I'd say he's going to pass by pretty safely here. It's not, the numbers are slowing down, and he's just on a parallel course. That's fine and dandy. So let's actually go outside in space. I haven't been on a spacewalk in a long time. Let's see what's cooking. It'd be nice when there's gravity on this thing. It's going to be priority number one when I get back to spaceport, I think. Door has not been a problem until now. I might as well just leave that one open until we come back, I guess. Ow. I almost killed myself with a door, I think. Alright. So, what are we looking at here? This is a pretty decently big asteroid. It's hard to judge the scale when you're down... when you're in the ship, but yeah, this is pretty big. Yeah, it works exactly as well as it does on the planet. That's good to know. So, I can come up here every once in a while, get giant chunks of stuff. I should probably build some sort of smaller scouting ship that can come up and mark a few choice things, so we have specific elements that we need. But I'm going to have a fairly decent amount of uranium out of all of this, it looks like. And the frame rate just... something weird happens when we're near that planet. I don't know what it is. It's mostly fine. Now, most of those rocks that are getting ejected are going to despawn, but some of them might not by the time we get down. So it might be wise to like set a course a little bit over to the other direction just so those don't end up being a problem for us. Alright, well, we have been mining for about 30 or 40 minutes. The pistons are fully extended, all 4 of them at this point, so we're just kind of wrapping it up. I might have to actually get rid of some of the stuff that we got, because I think the ship might be a little heavy for landing, but pretty much getting ready to depart here. Let's take a look. You can see we dug a real big hole in that asteroid. Actually ended up connecting down with the bottom one. There was so much uranium. It's going to take a long time. My refineries and arc furnaces and stuff have already been running pretty much non-stop since I built this ship. And it's just going to be intense. There's so much uranium. I don't really care so much about the iron anyway. I have quite a lot of iron, so if I have to get rid of something, I'll just get rid of like 1 million of the iron or so. But I think it's time to cease our drilling operations here, and that means let's go ahead and, well, we'll start retracting first. It's probably safer to do that than turn off the drill and have it accidentally drag somewhere. So I'll deal with retracting this stuff and we'll get headed back home pretty soon here. Alright, so we have retracted and stowed everything properly. So let's go ahead and turn off our lights and engage thrust. And detach. So we're at 5.8 million kilograms. That's about the limit, I think, of what I've ever flown this thing at. Let's actually turn off the dampeners and just drift away here real quick. Now, hopefully it can land with that much. We have 75% fuel. We're going to take advantage also of the fact that there's basically a terminal velocity in this game. We can only fall at like 100 meters per second, so we should be okay. I just want to make sure before we start doing anything that I can actually see where my base is. Alright, so we need to head up that way. The detail of the planet is totally gone, so it's a little hard to tell. I left a marker here on this asteroid just for future reference, and let's just thrust away. I want to make sure we get clear of those rocks. They're off somewhere there. But we're going to be taking a pretty different path, so we should be alright. Now I'm going to overshoot our landing site by quite a bit here is the idea, I think. I'm kind of making this up as I go. Oh man, she turned slow. Because I don't want to come into the atmosphere way too early here is the main thing I was thinking. So but I also don't want to take forever to do this. It's a delicate balance. So I think what we'll do is thrust over the horizon just a little bit here. And then as we get closer, we'll fine-tune our course, hopefully. I think, actually, I want to go a little bit more like that, maybe. So when we get more directly above, I'll fine-tune things, I think. And hopefully we'll just start dropping. It's kind of funny because you would think we would keep more of a ballistic trajectory, but you really do just start dropping like a stone. But I think we're at a pretty good spot to start dropping like a stone, so should be coming down right above. Looks like those mountains are about 1,000 K tall or so. So I'm gonna give it a try breaking once we hit probably about 12,000 meters just to see how fast it goes. If it slows down at a reasonable pace, then we'll go down to maybe like 10. Well, I don't know. It's going to happen pretty quick at these speeds. I just don't want to waste all my fuel hovering. Because when this thing runs out of fuel, it is going down whether I want it to or not. So that's where the atmospheric... Oh, you know what? That reminds me. That would have been unfortunate. Be missing a lot of our thrust. I haven't set up control groups for these things yet because this is kind of my first run doing this, but it would be nice to have the extra thrust from those atmospheric thrusters. Are they even on? I did turn them on. I'm not sure when flame out happens. Yeah, they're on. I don't know if the animation goes away when they're in space or not. I probably could have landed this at 5.5 million kilograms, but 4.5 I think just gives me a little bit better of a safety margin. Oh, there's that what is it, a civilian explorer. It's not that far from base. It's on the side of that mountain, it looks like. Kind of want to go check it out. It's hostile. It probably has turrets still. I wonder if it has... I mean, it must have power. I think they despawn after they don't have power anymore. Well, hopefully we will not be anywhere close enough. I'm feeling like we're a little off course here. I feel like I need to swing over this way and thrust a little bit to get us while we're still up high, and our thrusters have a little bit easier of a time here. Alright, let's see. Artificial horizon still lined up. 71% fuel. And we're at almost 13,500. I am going to hit the brakes at 12 just to see how quickly... I think it will get a little bit better as we get down too, because we'll have the atmospheric thrusters helping a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, that's reasonably quick. So I'll probably do it for real at maybe 8,000. Oh, this is getting real. That ground is coming up quick. Alright, 9.5. 9. And braking thrusters go. I feel like I need to have a little checklist next to me just because there's a lot of weights and stuff to consider with this. Be trying to manage my speed so we're not hovering for too long, but also we don't want to wait too long. Man, I wish the detail on the terrain would load a little bit more. Well, one thing I know I want to do, so we don't have to do it when we're down on the ground, is swing around here. I need to be careful. are way off course. Come on, slide over 55% fuel. Try to descend here. It's doing a little better on fuel than I thought it would. But it's still a long way down here. Did not plan my approach very well. I have to go refuel this thing. Alright, keep descending. 2 kilometers. 40% fuel, it's not too shabby. Definitely don't want to be picking up too much speed here. That's going to be the hardest thing, is just maintaining our speed. Sorry if I'm not talking much, but I'm kind of stressed out. I've never landed anything like this. I've done plenty of landings in Kerbal Space Program, but you have parachutes and stuff. And things, I've never landed anything that weighs this much. It's usually like a command pod. Why are we gaining altitude? Over, you bastard. God damn. Fuel's starting to get kind of low. Please move. Damn you. Am I tilting? What is going on? I am tilting a little bit. Oh god, we're almost out of fuel. Damn it. Holy crap. I am so stressed out right now. Down. I want to go down quickly, but it's not smart because I don't have the brakes. I'm getting very stressed. Very stressed. I would like a shadow, some thrust, wash. I don't even care if we get landed perfectly here. I don't even have thruster wash. We are way off. Okay, we just got land. We'll worry about ferrying some cargo and stuff when I can get some fuel in this thing. I just don't want to crash. Touchdown. Not a perfect landing by any stretch. 2% of fuel left too. Whew. Well, I'm gonna end it here for today. I have some cargo transferring to do. That sucked. I need some instrumentation or something to figure out exactly how I'm supposed to land, because like it just was impossible to tell where I was above the ground. There's just no good way to do that. I don't know. That's gonna take some work to figure out. But anyway, I apologize for the crappy nature of that landing. But I will see you guys next time. I think I'm just gonna go get some fuel for this thing and try to move it over to the proper docking pad. How close were we? Oh, it's just off by a few meters. It's very frustrating. So close, yet so far. Alright, well, anyway, guys, I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.